Hello, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Seattle by Night, Season 2. Thank you. I was waiting for that. Today we're bringing you Seattle by Night, Season 2, Episode 3, Swap Meet.
Oh, swap meet.
Swap
or swamp?
Well, I mean, depending on the decisions that you make and how it goes, I suppose it could get swampy.
It could get marshy.
But
Swap
meet was what I had in mind.
All right.
Like
Well,
MEAT?
Yes.
No,
I hadn't thought about
that's
that.
dirty. Damn.
No.
Meet. That is different than I had envisioned, but perhaps not inappropriate.
Why are you shocked? You said way worse things.
Being shocked at the things you say is
It's
a
a
big
little early for swap meat.
is a big part of my
You're
job.
gonna swap your meat with Evangeline. I don't know what you're.
Hey,
God willing.
and the creek don't rise.
Creek don't rise.
No, swap me. Excuse me. Now we obviously we are continually drawing focus, and we need to be collaborators.
You remember those little foam lizards you buy at the swap meet? They were on like the end of like
Yeah.
a little pet foam lizard that you would like to walk around at the swap meet with. I was just thinking about swap meets. Sorry.
I don't know what that is.
It was on the end of like a wire, and it would just kind of walk around in a little pet lizard.
You'd
It's
like
made
to
out of
walk down the
foam.
street? That's incredible.
I take your word for it.
I don't know what that is, but I like it.
Very old.
We'll get you
like
one.
Oh, really?
We can probably find it somewhere.
This
find
is
one of these
this
for
is
you,
a
I
good
promise.
place to remind everyone at the table and everyone who's joined us that this is a vampire story. Therefore, it is also a horror story, and as such, it includes and incorporates some mature themes and intense content. The players and I have discussed their lines and veils. We know where those are. We also make sure that we check in with each other during play when it's appropriate, and certainly before and after each game session to make sure that everyone's feeling safe and comfortable about what's happening at the table.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm good.
Are you
good?
back to
You sure?
touching? I thought there was like a no contact order.
No skin. Can't be skin to skin.
Oh, okay.
Noted.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
I should also mention that this is a tabletop role-playing game. There are rules, but the rule of cool also applies. And sometimes, Betty, you may see me make an interpretation in the moment that benefits the story and the narrative that we're creating collaboratively together, which I think is super important for fun at the table.
Amen.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Now, let's recap our story.
That's right.
So, the premise that we've all accepted is that this coterie of 4 vampires all want, for reasons of their own, to be accepted into the Camarilla of Seattle. That is proving a challenging task. In order to smooth your way and gain access to one Lou Graham, Prince Emeritus, and famous recluse, you've decided to do a favor for a kindred who can perhaps get you Lou's ear. What this kindred wants is to locate her missing ghoul, Mr. Wendell. Mr. Wendell. Jerry, the kindred that you are...
Here?
Jerry with a G.
With a G and an I.
G and an I.
Breathe
Possibly
in.
a heart over the I. We're not really
Yes.
sure about
Yeah.
that. The ghoul belongs to Jerry, and Jerry admitted to you that she sent Wendell to visit some thin bloods in Seattle's jungle to make a purchase or some sort of business arrangement, and he hasn't been seen since. In the jungle, we met said thin bloods. We met Beetle, a tattoo artist of some renown.
Yeah.
We met his associates Safra and Jorgen, and Tom discovered something vitally important.
I did. I discovered that there's a person here who can make tattoos that dance and sing like animations.
We had previously thought that the kindred body rejected
could not
any
take a tattoo,
change, that
yeah.
it was static, but apparently this thin blood that you met, Beetle, can in fact make tattoos on kindred, and what's more, he claims to be able to introduce you to someone who can teach you to do it too.
Correct, yeah. And I'm down.
We'll see what happens.
I'm down to clown.
You got a quick glimpse of thin blood alchemy, whatever that is.
Right.
Even
I drank something out of a crock pot.
You drank a lot of something out of a crock
A
pot.
mason jar full.
Yes. You drank out of the same mason jar, so
It
was your jar. It was
Mine
your
was
jar.
like clotted old blood. Yours was like actual stuff from the
Mystery
crock pot.
drink.
Yeah. Mine was labeled.
I guess that's true.
Accurately.
Mine was not.
It was blood
Don't
AB
actually
type.
know what happened to you after you drank that.
I kept it
Does he have
down.
to roll for that?
No, he didn't. He didn't vomit it back up like it was, the typical things
Yeah.
you've tried to ingest that aren't blood,
Like Taco Bell.
like your Taco Bell bag. Oh, I see some changes
Like
to the
indeed,
haven.
like from the sack.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a moment. So who knows where that's going to go for you?
Who knows?
More importantly, or maybe equally importantly, you made a deal with Beetle. He offered to give you the scoop on Wendell, and not only that, to rat out how would you describe David? We've never met him. Your nemesis, your
secret.
rival.
He's a tool.
You don't really know this.
He's a tool.
Unsavory, right?
He's like that coworker that you hate.
He's in the way.
So
I'm not gonna be in the way for him.
You're my only. You're the coworker I have. Like.
It's very hurtful.
you offered to make a deal.
Touching his skin, and this won't happen to
I thought we
you.
covered this already. Yeah.
It's so easy.
You offered to make a deal with Wendell. For Wendell and for the information on David by ponying up some sort of food truck arrangement or a
I
vehicle.
was gonna give him a mobile van in which to cook his goods, and I think I sweetened the deal by saying I would help him get, because he said I used his last jar of AB blood. I let him know that I'd use my connections in the blood trade to help
get
him
more.
restock in return for Tom getting
Some
a
skills.
small piece.
It all seemed to be going so well.
It did.
Yeah.
But as so often happens in Vampire the Masquerade, we ran into a complication with unintended consequences, right?
That's true.
We ran into two associates of Betty's. It's always your associates, apparently.
What?
We've got David, we've got Whatcom and Rafe.
That's just statistics.
No, it was the Betty Sode, like I said at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you're.
Okay, you know what?
Messy.
You know
You're
what?
wheeling and dealing, it's
If you
good.
didn't keep fucking disappearing, then maybe things wouldn't have gone that badly for me. But you kept disappearing.
When you pretend to be surprised, it's a bad look.
Wow.
Can I walk away from them?
I'm just going to make a
I just
couple
wanna
of
be in the
notes
corner.
here.
It's like
mind
we're gonna
me.
sleep down in the same hole, and it's just like.
Okay, I'll keep it down. I'm trying to sleep.
So you had a violent altercation
we did.
with Whatcom and Rafe.
We did.
These are kindred that
got shot.
Betty had met in the Macam bar, and who turned out to work for one Benny, who is apparently an enforcer in the local Camarilla. Yeah. It ended in, what would we call it, a standoff?
Yes.
A tie?
People got shot.
I mean, there were bullets flying around.
Détente.
Détente.
They did leave.
They did leave. It's sort of an arrangement never to speak of it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how far that
This
gets.
never happened.
Yeah, it wouldn't benefit them, and Enrico also sort of established like a lie framework for them to just pick up and go with if they wanted to. But we'll see if if Rafe and Whatcom can be separated. I think they're forever.
Yeah, I think
might
so.
be.
That's like
Yeah.
Crabe and Goyle
We're gonna have to
energy.
separate them then.
Yeah.
I got that. I got that. We'll see where that ends up for you.
Great.
Let's
Why'd
take
you
care
look
of
at me only when you said that?
no reason. Might have had to do with the note I just made.
Nope.
Let's take care of some housekeeping,
Yes.
and then we'll get into it. First things first. If you took superficial willpower damage, for example, to re-roll failed dice, go ahead and replenish your willpower pool.
I love it.
Sweet.
And now let's deal with your hunger. Everyone must make a rouse check as you awake to greet the night. If you fail, you add a hunger die to your pool.
Great work from
Success.
Tom.
Success.
Are we looking for something great over there?
No.
How are things?
We're failing again.
How are things on Team
We're
Hunger?
We're team failure.
Team Hungarier.
Here,
So
now,
you've gone up to 3 hunger.
I'm at
is that
3.
right?
So
You're
am
both
I.
at 3.
Yes.
here,
A little edgy.
I'm gonna roll. I waited just for the maximum dramatic moment. I'm looking for an ankh. I don't want a scary face. That's what I don't want.
No scary face.
I am hungrier.
You've gone from 1 to 2.
I've gone from 1 to 2.
Only
1
one
to
that didn't
2.
get hungry.
So Tom, you feel fine. Real good.
I just had drink I drunk.
I mean, you could eat, right?
Sure.
It's possible. You don't feel that weird little rumble in the tummy that you felt when you drank the concoction anymore.
And I don't have that lightness to my step anymore.
Doesn't seem to be there now. Maybe the effect was temporary.
Or maybe it's fake.
Or maybe I just need to believe. I jump off the couch.
The couch you broke yesterday?
Is that the one
Maybe
that
the power was in me all along.
Is that the couch you injured?
Yes.
The one with the springs
couch
sticking
took
out?
You have no empathy
I
for this
wake
couch.
up. I wake up probably on that couch.
Having slept there.
Yeah. I
during the
stand
day.
up and I leap into the air.
Sorry.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but it is my unhappy duty to inform you
That I can't.
you can't fly.
Here, all right, now, Storyteller, is in the world of darkness, can couches take aggravated damage?
I think that anything can take aggravated damage if you apply enough fire to it.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's true. I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know if in the world of darkness, if couches also drink blood, like, there's things that I don't know about the setting, and so I don't know how that couch can be healed.
Fair question.
I'm just gonna close my eyes
Okay,
on the floor. Just gonna try to go back to sleep.
Got to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Ignore the whole thing.
Ignore the whole
it
thing.
never happened.
Wait for these guys to wake up.
So, I guess the important question to ask is, where did you all spend the night? I'm assuming that, your choices are your own havens or here at Bertram House.
And obviously, Bertram House is 100% high levels of availability for every member of the coterie. I exposed the
lightless pit.
well, exactly, the Masonic thought hole that exists here, from its previous incarnation.
How many kindred could comfortably sleep in there?
It is arranged so that 7 may rest.
How
Did you say
thoughtful.
thought hole?
Yeah.
It's like a
Okay,
contemplative
because I was
chamber.
stuck there too, so I'm happy that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Masonic.
Because I didn't move past thought hole.
I don't think that's what they call it.
Well, I'm not a Mason, and so I mean, I have Masons as friends and allies. We can ask them, but essentially, inside of a Masonic temple, there is a trap door type thing, and then there's just a dark hole.
To go and think in?
Well, it's part of the initiation ritual.
He knows a lot about
You
this.
get
doesn't he?
lowered down into the hole
How many times have you thought hole, Jerry? Is
with a skull.
Did you thought hole today?
No, with a skull, and then I think that you go
that
down
why
there.
you were late? Were you
Yeah,
in your
exactly.
thought
I was
hole?
thinking in my hole, but you consider mortality.
I'm not going in the thought hole.
With
I
the
sleep
skull.
on the couch.
Yeah, exactly. And it's obviously
fair.
the
It has,
entire
it has
place.
been noted and remarked that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are on the couch.
The entire realm of Bertram House is absolutely light safe, and so there's no universe in which he'll come to harm not being in the thought hole.
So any external windows have been covered then?
Well, indeed, and you can see right here.
thick
That, and then
curtains.
even
Beautiful,
behind
thick
that, I
drapes.
mean, there's multiple layers. These aren't like from IKEA. This is
These are blackout curtains. These
This
are
is-
quality.
This is
Exactly.
quality fabric.
yeah.
Quality, I can see
This
that.
just covers the darkness of the windows.
What about Betty? Where would she spend the night?
Betty swam back home.
So she plunged into the ocean not far from Crown
What?
Hill where
Yeah.
the encounter
What do you mean
happened.
she swam back home?
So you swam your way home. You
the
made your way
cold,
through the
icy-
cold Pacific waters.
Yeah, that cold, icy ocean, inky depths feels like home to Betty.
Where do you live?
Well, Lasombra have this weird connection
You have a
to the
strange connection to the sea.
to the sea and to the abyss, and so, which is why Betty was so eager to get on the boat when we all first met so many winters ago.
Absolutely. It's a
and
cool
so
place.
she, feeling weird, wanting to feel kind of like feeling a little embarrassed.
Absolutely.
Over
It was a
her
rough
feelings. Yeah,
Like you just go under the water like a mermaid?
yeah. She's just like, I don't
You
breathe.
gotta breathe.
I'm a vampire.
It
Wow.
was a, it
Just
was a
like-
difficult night for Betty.
Goes to where she finds the most comfort, which is the sound.
night. Yeah. Just the rush.
Yeah, the rush of water makes her feel small. You know, the dark like water underneath her would probably be disturbing to a lot of people. Probably disturbing to me,
Sure,
Jasmine.
maybe.
I'm afraid of the ocean.
Yeah.
But to Betty, that's like she gazes in that darkness and she feels.
Almost the reverse of thalassophobia.
Yeah.
Thalassophilia.
So it's thalassophobia.
Yeah.
But also, it's like the Charlie Brown walk
Yes.
with the sad music,
Dun,
but it's
dun,
at the
dun.
bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Are you swimming or walking at the bottom?
No, I swim and I swim home to my home in Bellevue.
Your haven, yeah.
Yeah, my haven. And in fact, like, you know, Alfred.
It's a long swim through the,
It is,
the
it
Ship
is.
Canal, Lake Union, and out into Lake Washington.
Probably near dawn when I get home.
It would be very close.
It's actually a really cool.
And I just come dripping.
What a beautiful image.
In the
into my-
movie, this is actually like a kick-ass scene.
Yeah.
Alfred, of course, there to welcome you.
This isn't like, you probably notice he doesn't look surprised.
No.
I'm just seeing
You're
you
always
like
coming up out of the lake.
No, I think he's probably there.
He's seen far worse. You know, your robe is ready for you. Thick towels, of course, and then the shelter of your haven and the sweet unconsciousness of the day sleep, which is an interesting idea about whether or not vampires dream. And we may get into that at some point.
I'm ready.
Enrique,
See.
what about you? Are you taking advantage of your new coterie's hospitality, or have you found a shelter of your own?
I do have a place that I was
You have a little
sheltering.
bolt hole kind of a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am currently preferring to be in the company of my new companions. So you had me at Thought
More
Hole.
than welcome. More than welcome.
Hole.
Yep. I upon Jamison's explanation of what the Thought Hole was.
No, you know what it is, dude? It's like the sleepover thing where somebody doesn't want to go to sleep and they're constantly talking and telling you interesting things.
Precisely
In the
what
dark.
I'm enjoying the most about it.
As the
to be
sun
honest.
is rising and you're getting tired and sleepier and sleepier. Jamison, are you awake?
Yeah.
Are you asleep?
Jameson, what are the other? What are the other faces that you've put on? I'm curious about. Like, what's the one you use the most?
Now, Rico, I consider myself quite a connoisseur. I have a curatorial selection.
It's like a buffet.
Indeed, visage is an art form, if you must know. I'm always making slight changes. I notice how people react to it, quite sensitive to it, and I'm always slightly tuning them. In a more lit area, perhaps, I can show you a few of my favorites.
Could you make yourself look like one of us?
Kindred?
Like me?
It's not a precise application, right? The power does not clone or replicate.
No.
Can you look like my
individuals.
as if you were my brother?
I think that's beyond the ability of the power. Mask of a Thousand Faces doesn't exactly replicate a specific person. It creates the image of someone general who you would expect to be wherever they are.
Can you generally look like a dark-haired, bearded man? Because then you look like my brother.
I can make someone think that they might have seen someone very much like that.
That's fascinating to me. That is enough. That's enough. That's very
This
curious.
is near enough the hole to go in.
Yes. It's always
Why do I feel like an old man, you'd fall asleep in the middle of this conversation?
No, absolutely. Like now that we've done it and long enough, I think that like your curiosity actually outstrips his ability to tell the rest of the stories.
And now you're out, and I'm just contemplating.
The thought hole.
I'm in the thought hole.
You're actually using the hole in its appropriate context.
I'm really feeling that, and that kind of invigorates me in a way. I'm really enjoying this thought hole.
Yeah,
Thought holes
it's here for you.
There should be more of these around, just everywhere.
Yeah.
It should be easy to access a thought hole.
You're just like saying this to like nobody because he's asleep.
No, exactly.
Everyone should have access to thought holes like
Yes,
this.
yes, multiple. Because if you get tired of one thought hole, you should be able to switch it up and jump into another one.
There should be no limit on thought
Maybe
holes.
the thoughts are determined by the hole.
Maybe.
That's actually pretty profound.
Consider it.
Considered.
Eventually, however fascinating the idea of the thought hole and its meditative properties might be for you, the sun has its way and you fall asleep. There's no avoiding your vampiric nature. So we can move the scene along, I think, to a new scene, which is the following night, early evening, after you have awakened. Is it safe to say, Betty, that you will rejoin the coterie at Bertram House?
Yes, this is like hangover mode. I don't think Tom or Jamison have ever seen Betty like this. Normally her hair is very carefully coiffed, either through muscle memory or through her guy, her butler. But this time it's probably the most normal looking you've seen her. Like her hair's not curled.
Yeah.
It's flat because she was swimming last night.
Right.
She's wearing big old time Hollywood sunglasses. She's got like a coffee cup with like stale blood in it. Not much, like really not enough.
Yeah.
Watered down blood even.
Don't talk to me till I've had my blood.
Yeah, and she
I
just
think.
like comes in like
blood.
massive, like peaky and grumpy. Because I'm at 300, like just grumpy, a little sullen. Comes in, sees Tom on the floor, and just like throws herself back on the couch.
Absolutely.
Are you drinking blood from your cup? Is this blood that you've stored in a bag?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
a bagger. I don't know how much I have in my store, but
Well, as far as I know, you haven't entered into and taken away from your main supply at your haven yet.
yet.
We haven't gone that far. So take away one of the hunger die.
Oh, okay.
So make yourself at 2 because you've enjoyed a morning snack.
A feast.
Morning, in quotation marks.
Morning snack.
Morning with a U.
Oh yeah. So I wake up. I'm not hungry.
Feel great.
I feel great.
And you're already up in the, because you were on the couch and on the floor.
Yeah, I'm just stretching on the floor. Case of the Mondays.
Tom, I believe I'm dying. My hands are. I think this is it. It was nice knowing you. I'll miss you.
Yeah, you.
Goodbye.
You look like shit.
I feel it. No, life is pain and unlife is suffering.
I get a blanket and I just cover her up with it.
You bring it
Jamie,
and draw
wake
it over
up.
her face and
Just kind of tuck it up around her arms. Yeah.
I'm laying there in my new nest.
Yeah.
Jamie, wake up. We have to go car shopping. Jamie.
Just the trapdoor underneath just lifts up that
Wait,
opposite
like
edge.
Nosferatu, the movie? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's not lost on me. It lifts up, and with it lifts the fine rug that obscures its position, and I emerge. I mean, I emerge like I'm like off of the ramp of a cruise ship, just ready to explore, ready to improve.
every evening is a new premiere.
Absolutely. I'm always ready when I emerge for maximal benefit. Morale's high. This is going to be a great night.
Heads up, I think Betty's dying.
I'm going to try
Beatrice.
to rouse my blood to cure my stigmatas, I guess. I don't even know.
Well, see, you did take some superficial damage. I believe you took 2.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
And
less
that was after
concerned
it was
about
halved.
the damage. I'm more concerned about how visible it is. We have to be out in public. I'm not sure I want to
You
have
don't want
these.
you don't want a livid
these
scar on your
nasty-
hand from the rebar, or
You know,
from,
I just don't want to have to
or from the
answer any
bullet graze
questions.
on your neck.
Yeah, I have it I
Sure.
look really messed up.
to
so.
heal up to 2 superficial. You need to make a rouse check.
Okay.
So you have consumed blood, and you might just start down this spiral again.
There's a symbol that we're looking for.
Yes.
It looks like a little cross. Ha! Ha ha! That's the one.
I got.
Are you good?
Yeah.
You got a success?
I got a success.
You don't get hungrier, and the skin mends. The nasty scar that the rebar made on your hand heals over. Healing is a strange word to think of when you're undead.
Yeah.
More like mending or knitting flesh,
Reversion.
as does the scar on your neck that was caused by the bullet. You are your unmatched self once more.
Good.
Now, there art thou, happy Beatrice. Now look, now all that remains is a manicure, perhaps, and you'll be ready to knock him dead.
Last night was a movie.
On that, you see the trapdoor kind of flop over and kind of slam. Yeah, thunk, knock him dead, thunk. And as you know how you get that feeling sometimes when you take a nap in the middle of the day that has lasted too long, you wake up wondering where the hell you have been for the last decade.
Like a bear, like emerging from a
hibernation.
cave after hibernation.
100%.
Right?
Surprisingly hungrier. And so Rico was kind of crawling out of that like a bear out of hibernation, looking around bewildered and confused for a moment, forgetting that he had stayed in this haven, wondering where he was, and comes out, looks around, and sees Betty. Oh, you're back.
Yeah. So here, do you want my? There's not much in there. You can have
I
my
don't know if I
leftovers.
can have that. I'll take it and I'll smell it. It's probably not
bad.
good.
It's bad.
To you, it doesn't smell delicious at all. It smells stale and unappealing and unappetizing. You're not even sure it would do much for you.
No, I hand it back. I approach Betty, hunched over a little bit. Last night, I should have jumped on that guy sooner. I'm sorry he got the shot off. And
Oh, you did your best. I must admit, I have so much more respect for you now, Rico. You're a good one in a pinch. At first, I was like, that one's a little weird. He keeps like staring at me in the mirrors. But now, you're all right. You're very good.
are there any mirrors around? Is there a
Very
mirror?
good.
Absolutely.
Very
It's a good question. Are there mirrors here?
Absolutely. Like, of course, because Jamison Keen is Jamison Keen, as we described before, certainly it's not visible here. It's on the other side of the room. But there is a dressing, like a 3-part dressing mirror.
I whip my head around to that mirror to see if I catch a glimpse of Betty in it.
Everyone's reflected in the mirror. Tom, Jamison, you.
It actually probably looks cute. I'm in my little blanket. Tom just tucked me in my sunglasses.
What you see is whatever Betty has swaddled herself in, but her features are blurred, distorted. It's like when you look through a thick pane of ice at the world, and it's all weird and runny and strange and diffuse. It's very, very hard to see it clearly unless you look out of the corner of your eye at the very edge of it.
I do.
Interesting.
And I kind of hold there on her reflection, and then I head to the door, and I say to the two of you,
Yes, Rico.
pardon me, I must take care of some business before we go on with the night.
Oh my. Was he? Oh, wow.
Apparently.
It will be,
I bet those things are best done in private, so you do you.
I will return. And then I just leave. I'm hungry.
I don't want to
He's
watch
like still
that.
mumbling to himself as he pushes his way out the door.
Betty doesn't hide it. I don't want to watch that. That's best. These activities
fuck
are
is he
best
going?
done alone.
I'm not entirely sure.
Do I take it you are leaving to go hunt?
Yes.
Okay, your predator type is alley cat, I believe, which means it's a strength and brawl roll for you. Is that right? We will.
I believe.
Where are you going hunting? Are you going to pursue a snack in the neighborhood?
Yes, I've taken note based on the descriptions that Jamison had provided us of all of the points of interest around
Absolutely. And in fact, what you'll find is just a block and a half west of here is essentially a route that takes one from Crown Hill and Ballard proper. It's almost like a back way that abuts parking and the actual and it's a lot of parking, but basically this is where like heavy boats, foundry, boat repair. There's a bike path along there.
Marine industrial.
It's marine industrial.
Marine
It's
industrial.
just a block and a half away, right by the water, essentially.
I hope he eats
I
a
got
fucking
it.
biker.
Yeah.
Here's
put it
what
right
I
on
do. I I acquire a bike.
And when we say bike, we mean what?
A bicycle.
A bicycle. Okay.
Yes, I'm going to acquire one, and I'm going to flatten the tire, and I'm going to go right off of the bike path, hoping that, in this town, I would imagine that there's still cycling happening at this hour. It's a new night.
In Seattle, even in pouring rain, people would be on the bike path.
I know how this prey. It's easy prey to me. They're going to look at someone with a flat tire on the side, and eventually one of those cyclists is going to go past, and they're going to turn over, look at me, stop, go back around and say, "Hey, buddy, you okay? You need help?" And of
So
course
you're
I'm
going to take
need help.
advantage of their good
kindness.
Samaritan nature.
Yes.
Okay.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
He has a problem.
He's fucked up.
The role for you.
I chopped off somebody's hands, but I didn't break their heart.
That's right.
The role for you
Can't help it, I'm a
is
heartbreaker.
strength and brawl. Now, to be clear, you're going to get the blood you need.
Yes.
The role is to determine how smooth and easy this is and whether or not there are any complications. So it's a great role for you, strength and brawl, I believe.
I still use my 3 hunger die in this.
Oh, yes. So your pool is going to be 2 for strength and 3 for brawl, which is 5. But 2 of those dice are hunger dice, right?
3, because I'm at hunger 3.
Are you hunger 3
That's
now?
why I'm trying to.
Yes.
Dear Lord.
Can I mean, this is strength, so awe won't give me much benefit, but I would probably use that anyway to draw them forward.
Your relentless grip might help
My
you so they
relentless
can't
grip.
get away.
Relentless grip relentless grip will help you keep a hold of them once you've established a grip, but it won't help you with the initial grapple. Awe, of course, makes you supernaturally attractive and appealing. That could possibly be a benefit here.
I'm going to use that. I'm going to activate awe as they approach me, and I'll hand them the bike to take a look at because I'm going to play as if I don't really know that much. As they start to take a look at it, I just kind of creep behind them as if I'm taking a good look over their shoulder, and that's when I'm going to grab onto them, activate awe to hopefully keep them at ease while I drain them of a little bit of blood.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how
Let's make the roll.
Yes, this attempt to sate your hunger.
Oh, I see a lot of
Successes.
Ooh, whoa! Yahtzee.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all hits.
Even,
Five
even the
successes.
hunger dice are
Yeah.
hits.
Yeah. Everything's a hit.
So, the man who stops to offer you assistance with your flat tire is dressed in a windbreaker against the constant winter drizzle. It's got a little University of Washington emblem on it. He doesn't look like he looks too old to be a student, but who knows? Maybe he knows somebody who goes there. Maybe he's a faculty member. The conversation never gets that far for you to determine. You grab him as he's leaning in to help you. You sink your teeth into his neck and you begin to feed. The question is this: how much do you take? You're at 3 hunger.
I'm at 3 hunger.
So you can you can remove as many hunger dice as you want, but as we all know, the only way to remove that 3rd and final die is to kill this man. That's up to you.
I won't do that.
You will not do that. You want to take away 1 or 2 dice then?
I'd like to take away 2.
Take away 2 dice.
And I'm going to, it's almost seems romantic.
Oh, I knew right from the jump what your deal was.
Look at you. You're excited. You like this shit, you pervert.
Who better?
You're into it.
Who better?
You. I've been watching him from the corner of my eye. It's like, eat this little biker man.
I'm going to take him away. I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to take him away off the trail.
Off the trail, perhaps in the shelter of some trees or nearby overgrowth. Easy to
Calm
do.
down, Jerry. Jerry,
there's-
breathe.
I think
Breathe.
I don't think there's any hint of perversion here. I think this is a romantic, almost idyllic encounter in the rain. It's gentle.
It's
maybe,
intimate for sure.
Maybe maybe it's even what should we say? An act of kindness that you are not going to end his life, but you'll leave him alive to remember the moment later.
Absolutely. And he's going to live. And what I'm intending to do is to leave a hint of an imprint of something that he will think fondly of. In terms of,
Well, you don't have the ability to manipulate his memories.
no. I am not trying to manipulate his memories. I am trying to, in the reality of it, approach it with a kind of tenderness.
You want his memories of this
Dude, I
encounter
want you
to
to
be
bite
positive and
me.
romantic.
Yeah, it's like, let's just line up.
Am I the only one? Like,
More bites, please. Here. Now, the only
This
thing
is
that
enough for me to go around, everybody. Don't you worry.
No, here. The only thing.
me next, bro. What
the only
the
thing
fuck?
the only thing that I would offer is
Yes.
that because I'm from this place,
Yes.
there are old rail tracks that are no longer connected really to anything. And so in this area, there are several train cars, like old train cars that are now
Now he's just writing his own.
Yes.
essentially
He left the table like 5
yeah.
minutes ago. There's a novella. There is something
I'm
happening up
just saying
here.
that these train cars are now, of course, essentially just
Rocking
places
on their shop.
for art.
So don't come and knocking.
I'm
Put a
saying
sock on the train car door.
I'm saying they have a significant amount of graffiti, perhaps. But I'm just saying the environment has many opportunities.
You know,
For a
that's
twist of this
interesting.
kind.
That's interesting because what I would do, I would try to get as much of a read on this person as possible, and I would try to do what I think would be something that they would find enticing or alluring. If there's something about them that is
they like
artistic, I will leave them near the graffiti. If there's something about them that's kind of
think they're
woodsy
really
and
like
outdoorsy,
trains, guys.
I'm going to leave them next to a tree.
I think
I see
trains
what
are
you
really
mean.
cool.
So
Yeah.
an act of symbolism, really,
Yes.
to create a positive memory.
Based on what
So-
I'm interpreting from them with a little bit of them that I have access to.
Intriguing. So, we all know that the act of taking blood is intensely pleasurable for the mortal.
Yes.
In fact, many kindred call it the kiss. It is not a kiss, but it is certainly an intimate act.
I know the gift I'm giving.
And it is very pleasurable. It's very exciting. And the man murmurs endearments to your ear. He murmurs his thanks. He kisses you once gently as you leave him next to a beautiful, huge, spreading evergreen tree on a blanket of soft needles that have fallen from the tree onto the winter ground. It's a little damp, but here under the tree, there's a dry patch where he can rest comfortably.
I will very coyly allow him to kiss me and only return 25% of that, but some of it is returned. That's right. And I will find a nearby flower, if there's one, and I will leave it on him.
Even in the winter.
You're gonna come in here with your fucking curly hair and your fucking.
I love when you
What
touch my
are
hair,
you
too.
doing? You'll kill him. He'll die.
You can like feel free to pet me all the entire time.
I have a question,
Feels good.
Jason, just like mechanically.
Yes.
Doesn't that make a vampire?
No.
I guess I don't know.
No. I can. I mean, obviously,
please.
you
When
know.
two vampires love
No,
each other.
exactly. When they love each other
mommy
very
vampire
much.
and a daddy vampire.
So yeah, exactly. So obviously, there's the biting. If he wanted to fully slake his thirst, right? He basically has to kill that person. Now, what if he were to feed them his blood as a replacement?
The fluid exchange.
They have to drink.
At that
Swap
grim
meat.
juncture.
You gotta swap.
What
meat.
if you swap a little meat?
Okay.
You gotta swap meat.
Swap
Absolutely
You have
liquid
to
meat.
kill them, and at the moment they're going to die, you have to give them some of your blood.
Precisely.
Vitae, if you
And
will.
even then, things can go wrong. It
think
isn't.
we become
It
a thin
isn't.
blood.
It isn't
Fucking thin
perfect.
blood.
You never know.
Okay.
But now you know.
Now I know.
But I don't know him well enough to go into that kind of intimacy.
No,
No,
exactly.
and that's a huge risk to create another vampire. That is fraught with peril, as you know. I mean,
You have to get permission too, right?
Enrique has his own story about that, of course, that hasn't yet been told.
Yeah.
So the practical upshot is that the encounter is pleasant. There is no risk to the masquerade as far as you can tell. And he will just drift off to sleep underneath the evergreen tree on the bed of soft pine needles.
His wife at home, like, where is Mark?
Perhaps that's, I mean, one of the risks of being a vampire is you don't necessarily know much about the lives you affect.
But
He's
I
not
know
getting
this
that at home.
moment.
Let's say this.
But this moment,
This
yes.
moment is, and it is in Rico's nature to add an extra little bit of awareness of trying to see what that person something about that person that he could add to the experience.
You asked about flowers, and it is December. So even in December, I think you might find perhaps a decayed rhododendron, maybe along the canal path. But you wouldn't find anything
blooming
fresh
flower.
and
It's
blooming.
December, that's
It's
true.
December in Seattle. Unlikely.
Pine cones. I'll just leave some pine cones.
Please leave some pine cones.
A rock.
Perhaps
A
not.
Snickers
Perhaps not the romantic gesture that you had in mind, but in a pinch.
But something left behind nonetheless.
Yeah,
nonetheless.
a memento.
And then I will gather myself, and I will take the bike that I acquired.
Yes.
And return it near where I left it. The hipster from the brew pub that is missing a bike will have it returned-ish with a flat tire.
Something he's just going to have to cope with before he goes home.
Exactly.
Take away 2
episode
hunger
just
dice.
started.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
know.
So you're down to hunger 1.
I know.
Like we just started this.
Yeah, this is different energy than we had before.
It's erotically charged.
Yeah. Well, the
I'm just getting started.
I'm installing Hinge. That's what this has taught me. Hinge is going on.
The energy I pick up from here, I'm like, you can stop!
Really?
You have to stop!
That was the abridged version, just so you know.
I was watching you
thought
in
it
your
was
mind constructing the scene. You left the table. Like you weren't here anymore. You were someplace else.
I'm back now, Jason.
oh, have you returned?
Yes,
I
we
don't
can-
wish to interrupt your reverie.
No, we can continue playing Vampire.
Have you outlined
if
your
you
novel?
like. Oh, there's no outline, sir? No.
Excellent.
It's complete.
It exists fully formed in
That's
your
right.
mind's eye.
That's right. One has but to crack the skull.
I think I'm turning red, actually,
select.
in real life.
I think that while Enrique is off getting his fix, as it were, it might be a good time to mention that there have been some additions to the Haven since you were last here. I noticed that there are some things that weren't here previously.
Well, indeed. I mean, there are obviously a
What can
few.
you tell us about these?
Jamison,
There's a
is this
few
picture of you?
mementos.
Is this a picture of you? How old is this fucking picture?
It is quite old.
Holy shit, is this you with
It
the
is.
Rat Pack?
It is substantially older than you are.
You knew Frank Sinatra.
Doesn't everyone? Wow.
It does appear to be a picture of Jamison Keene standing alongside the Rat Pack with, I believe, your name on the sign.
Well, there was a time where the name of Keene was not unknown. Upon that, some would say, hallowed avenue.
sing?
There in Las Vegas. Well, I can carry a tune. I can carry a tune.
You're a crooner.
I am not without croon, madam. To be sure. Pipes, as it was once said.
Sing something right now.
When the clock strikes. And I'll just go around. I'll just go around. Just whirl around the.
There is something incongruous and yet incredibly appealing about the sight. I love it.
And it just swings like as I'm jaunting around, like the jaw is just.
Swinging like a turkey.
No, it's like the flapdoodle of a turkey. I forget what it's called.
We're gonna have to
the
Google
waddle.
I believe it's called a waddle.
Yes, exactly. And it's waddling, and it's adding an unseemly vibrato.
Weird kind of sound. Yes, indeed. But imagine it. Jameson resplendent in one of his suits,
Exactly.
cavorting, dancing.
And then very near the apex, arm right over, like chummy stage pal.
Yeah.
Arm. I'll go over. I'm gonna pull Beatrice right up off the couch,
Yeah.
whirl the blanket off, and we will dance to the last part of the song.
Wow.
No, but Betty would.
And Betty knows how.
Yeah. Betty knows how. She's classically trained.
Mm-hmm.
And you also probably noticed, Jamison, she does kind of like put her head on your shoulder.
We each play our role in this. Well, it's I deliver it with the maximal, and then as though I don't want it to finish. On my, there is a record player as well.
turntable.
Yes, exactly. So I'll set an old 45 on there, which might greet Rico as he returns.
This is not what you expected to return to.
No.
Singing, dancing, music in the air.
Tom's just clapping.
It's a very different vibe than when you left.
And I don't know if I've ever experienced a vibe like this
No.
with other
Kindred. Perhaps not. Your experiences have not been entirely successful.
No. And I would imagine upon returning, I would pause at the door and start to open it and then take this in for a moment. And not sure exactly what to do with it, but clearly the atmosphere is obvious that I see the two of you dancing together still,
Oh, yeah.
probably. And I just walk in and quietly close the door behind me because I almost don't want this to end. And so I want to quietly enter
doesn't
and
have to.
observe
Don't
it.
want to intrude.
Yeah.
I think as the record kicks on,
Yeah.
and so like we can chat for a moment.
Oh,
a little,
this is how it happens,
little
right?
quietly.
Like Austin, right?
Yeah,
It's all the dancing conversations.
You'd hear Betty say in your ear, Jamison,
Beatrice.
last night was very difficult.
Yes.
And I've grown aware of a bit of a fear I think I have because
Unburden yourself.
Tom is young, and I
Yes.
don't think he understands that
I can't hear this, I assume.
people like you and
Not unless she
me
wants you to.
don't get to our old age without doing some unsavory things. And when I see the look in his face when he might contemplate things that you or I have done, well, it breaks my heart a little.
Well, this is fair. This is a fair assessment.
You hear Tom from the kitchen. He opens your fridge. You guys have any orange juice? Keep any orange juice in here?
Oh, no.
No, Thomas.
Okay.
One can never determine fully how their children grow up. The best we can do is to teach them the lessons that we have learned without any of the suffering they may have required.
I think I just don't want him to look at us differently. You and I, you're a gentleman and I'm a lady. We know better than to delve. But I don't think he understands. And I think Evangeline has tried to tell him that we're not good people. But I don't think he understands.
How do you not have Hot Pockets? Seriously, there's nothing in here.
Thomas, we cannot digest them. Right. No, do not DoorDash.
Goddamn. All right.
Do not Grubhub.
He puts his phone down.
That's what I thought.
No, the best part is I think it was probably like Grubhub, and so it's when I said don't DoorDash, you're like, I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. And it's like Grub. Oh, God damn it. Now I can't do it.
If I've entered while this is happening
Yeah.
and I hear this kind of
Yes.
conversation, Hot Pocket, Grubhub, I'm gonna go to Tom. Are you
kitchen,
still
yeah.
dancing and having?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to Tom, hey, follow me. We got a little dance to do too.
Oh.
Put my hand out. it's like Tom. Yeah, like to enchanté.
And I'm gonna tackle Tom,
Tackle him.
but not too aggressive. Or I'm gonna
You're gonna wrestle him?
I'm gonna wrestle him.
So, this is probably very unexpected for Tom. This is not what you expected.
Yeah.
You thought you were going to dance.
I did.
So you're going to tackle him. Now,
But
we
not
don't,
fully to the ground. I'm just gonna kind of get him into a position.
Mock wrestling?
Yes.
Well,
this is-
WWE.
So this is interesting. We don't know much about, Tom's mortal life. We don't know if you grew up with siblings or cousins or what kind of family situation you had. Perhaps this is something you might recall from younger years when you would wrestle with a family member or friends, or this might be completely, wildly unexpected to you.
This is wildly unexpected to
How does Tom
Tom.
react? You have no idea whether Rico has suddenly turned traitor and is about to do you harm right in front of your dancing associates, or if this is some strange kind of dance that you've not experienced before.
I mean,
Hard to say.
He's rough.
Like, I'm trying to, I guess, do I feel scared like I'm in danger of being toppled?
That's a good question. How hard do you come in here? What is your intent?
Not full. My intent is to go in as if I'm going to tackle him, get you a little bit off balance, and then rebalance you and square you up
You want to
against
play.
me. And once that happens, as you're processing it, I say to you, Tom, you're a big guy, and they're going to come for you, and I'm going to teach you what to do when someone does to you what I just did. We're going to dance.
Oh, he's like an MMA type guy. He's like a MMA type, like bro
teach you how to
guy. We don't know him.
I'm like your Karate Kid.
Yes. Yes, we're going to wax on, wax off.
I've always wanted this. But I'm going to warn you right now, I don't like to exercise.
That's okay.
Okay, good.
Because we don't know if the two that we encountered last night, if they might come up again.
Yeah.
And I want us to be more ready.
Okay.
And I think you as the big guy,
Yeah.
they might come for you before they come for me.
Well, listen, I've watched some movies. I'm not going to say that I'm coming into this completely blind.
Tackle him again.
Just go down.
Let's do this. I think this might be rather surprising for Rico. Because I know what's on Tom's sheet.
Yeah.
Right. So, strength and brawl. Make a pool, please. I believe for you, it's actually 4 dice.
4 dice.
Yeah.
One of which is hunger.
One of which is hunger. And you can leave it at that, or you can risk getting hungrier to add more dice to the pool by rousing your blood.
I'm going to do that.
Okay, make
So
a
I'm
hunger
gonna make the rouse check first.
Yep. You do
I
get
rouse.
hungrier. So,
And that actually counts towards this
Yeah, it's
roll.
one-
indeed.
So a black one comes out and a red one goes in.
But add another black one.
Oh, but I add another black one.
Yep.
Right.
So, and you make the same pool and roll, please. So
one
it's
red.
it's brawl,
Brawl and strength.
strength for you too.
All
Fantastic.
successes.
Dude, you know
So
what's
I got
funny?
2, 3. Would relentless grip give me
Not,
anything?
not for this.
yet.
You've got to establish the
You gotta get the
establish
grip
the
in.
grapple first, and then they can't get away.
Oh, I kind of wanted to go either extreme.
How many successes?
None!
So he comes, he's like, listen, I'm worried about you, big guy.
What's on the
I'm
hunger
worried you're gonna
die?
get your fucking ass
not the
kicked.
skull.
It's blank.
It's blank.
Blank.
You
All
don't,
blanks.
you don't have a bestial failure, but it is an abject failure. Now,
Yes.
as always, you have the prerogative to spend willpower and reroll.
No, I like.
So you just get your shit rocked?
I
Hell yeah.
Fully wrong.
Yes.
How in the immortal words of a colleague do you want to do this?
Yes.
I think Tom just plants his feet and takes all of your weight and just flips you over to the side. I also took Tai Chi, so
I like splat on the ground on my back, and you just see me go, yes! That!
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, with 3 brawl, like, this is actually something that I didn't know about Tom either. This is quite surprising. And we're
Yeah.
talking about Tom's future.
I think the
Yeah.
dancing has come to an abrupt
Yeah,
end.
no, we
maybe,
would,
with
like,
that
probably stop
body
and do
hurling
the-
over the crouch
Yeah,
and
we'd probably
smashing
do the
onto
thing
floor.
that where you like we both turn out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And I say,
Our son will be fine, Beatrice.
And I get up and I say, do it again.
But it's like
rushing river.
But I said, was it the part the wild horses made?
I actually did take Tai Chi.
Well, no, but I'm saying that, like, if he has 3 brawl, what that means about Tom is that he actually has chops.
Yeah.
But he does not use them, and he doesn't talk about them, and that's
Yeah.
just not part of his persona. But that's a lot of brawl.
Yeah.
I can part your wild horse's mane.
It's a very interesting choice because, of course, Tom he's not very strong. He doesn't have a lot of dots and strength,
No.
but he knows the technique.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big surprise for Rico. I think.
Oh, yeah. And upon getting up the second, maybe we do it one more time.
Yeah.
Let's say 3 times for good measure. I say, I'm the kind of, if I could be out of breath, you would, this body would be out of breath.
Tom is definitely out of breath.
And
If only he breathed.
if only you breathe.
Right.
I bet he still does it.
Yeah.
And I'll go up
He
to
might do it
Tom
reflexively.
Yeah.
and I just put my hand on your shoulder. How tall is Tom again?
He's probably taller, like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, so he's
a big
taller
guy,
than me.
big guy.
Yep. Put my hand on his shoulder, and I look you in the eyes, and I say, "That's some good dancing." That every time. If they come for you, like I just did, you lay them out just like that.
You got to be less aggressive. Be like water.
Explain.
When they give, you got to take.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. Also, don't masturbate because it loses all your chi. That's
Don't deny me that.
I'm sorry. Waste chi.
It's not me saying this.
No, that was my sensei told me that.
Like IRL.
I'll take note and probably will not apply that. However, Tom.
True story. Yeah, sorry.
I do want to hear the full story, actually, at some point.
Boys, are you done?
Almost.
I think so. Yeah.
Almost.
Oh, okay.
Almost.
Almost.
I just want to make sure that you know that these nights are dangerous, and you're gonna have to. You already know how to do this. They're gonna push you. You're gonna need to do that to some of these people that are not as nice, and they will deserve it.
I can be ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Good.
Are you ready, Thomas?
I was born ready.
And then I'll go to Betty and I'll say, yeah, I think we're done.
Oh, good, good.
I'll look over and I'll lament the couch briefly.
It's even in worse shape. Somebody appears to have jumped up and down on the injured cushion, and so a second spring has emerged through the upholstery.
I can't.
It might even be a croc print on the leather.
I'm gonna take the blanket and I'm
Brush it
gonna
off.
put the blanket on the cushion, just drape it over, and just tuck it a couple times. It's nothing.
You should buy better stuff, man. This is some
This
low
is
quality shit.
Very uncomfortable. I sat on it and it didn't feel very good.
Your cell phone buzzes.
Oh.
Text message.
Buzz, buzz.
Buzz.
You got it? Flip it out.
It is from Evangeline.
Oh.
The text message reads, "Did you find him?" ?
No heart this time.
No heart.
No heart.
Unfortunately, no, but we're close. Are we close?
We're closer.
We're quite close.
Quite close.
But we're close. Send.
Send. A few moments go by. Return text message. Good. Jerry's getting really anxious.
Tell Jerry to take a chill pill. We've got this. Send.
Message return. Oh, Tom, you're so funny. Heart.
Oh, that's yeah. Victory.
Trust me, won't let you down. Heart. Send.
Giraffe.
And,
Boar.
Yeah.
but just a heart.
Just the
No
heart.
actual giraffe, right?
No.
Okay.
Just a
that's,
heart.
that's more of a Jamison thing.
Yes. I love it.
Call me later. No heart, no question mark.
Will do. Can't wait.
No.
A little too. Yeah.
Delete.
Delete. Okay.
Will do.
Will do.
Send.
All right, now, so, I mean, we simply have but to contact the beetle, who is no doubt considers himself to be in.
Should I send her a picture of my penis?
Not yet.
Okay, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
No,
That's why I asked.
you've heard of it.
Okay.
But I
You'll
can't.
lose all your chi if you do that.
Got it.
Indeed, all of your chi
Yeah.
right into the phone.
I personally think you have endless chi, but
I'm not getting into this debate.
Yeah, certainly, if we go and discuss things with Beetle, it might help to have the vehicle you promised.
That's why I said we have to go car shopping.
Indeed.
yes. So, these Thin Bloods, they obviously deserve to not be taken out like your two associates, loose associates, Wraith and Wacom, seem to want to do. Benny sent them there to do that. But Benny is clearly Camarilla.
Well, yeah. So are we, darling.
Well, you know.
Just not in this city.
Right. I am
Former Harpy of Tacoma, former Keeper of Elysium of Tacoma, former Hound of Tacoma, intern. That's the order of operations.
Is this
here.
the first time that has been
think
It
described?
might be the
I
first
think so,
time
yeah.
it's kind of a flex.
I'm fairly certain that your coterie mates have alluded to the time they spent in the
Tacoma.
nearby city of Tacoma, but I don't think they ever regaled you with the tales of what they actually accomplished.
I do know about the blender.
There has been mention of a blender,
Prince
a raccoon,
Gravenstein.
Yes.
someone named Gravenstein,
Yes.
but
Sometimes I miss the big G.
Yes, indeed.
He's a
Vitamin
character.
G.
I did hear of him, and I did hear of his blending.
the
situation.
Cuisinart.
The Cuisinart, yes. That was explained. But I didn't know if.
quite true.
So I kind of stopped. Oh. Well, that's impressive.
Is that a problem? I know you Brujah sometimes don't like that.
Oh, no. No, I am not. I have no problem
You
with that.
proud Brujahs are always like, take down
No.
the establishment.
And yeah, I start to like kind of, no.
oh, you didn't. Are you reacting negatively to that?
visibly negative to
upset?
that.
Bristling.
Yeah, I'm bristling to that.
Betty is still kind of grumpy, still at 2 hunger, and like gets some sick satisfaction out of twisting the knife. Yeah, where's your tattoo with the A on it? That's all crossed out.
I don't have a tattoo with the A. I don't
Where's
have any
your
of that.
messed up leather jacket? Where's your...
I do have one of those, but I'm not wearing it right now. Look, no, I'm not.
Motorcycle.
I am trying to. I want to be in the Camarilla, and I am not positioned as you are. I was unaware that you had such good standing in Tacoma, and
Well, yeah, look at us.
You keep incredible company, sir.
Look at us.
All day.
but you never asked.
All day.
Never once
You think
asked
you
of me
can
of what my
pull-
standing was. Like,
You think you can pull a filet mignon like Evangeline without being somebody? Come on, Rico.
that is noted. That is noted. And Rico steps back a little bit and takes in the space and.
Yeah, it kind of looks a little bit different
We
now.
all kind of lean on each other like
Yeah,
a band
the three of
photo.
us.
Yeah, exactly. It's an album cover.
Different kind of Rat Pack.
With my like stale coffee cup and my big song. It's like a Seattle indie album cover. Like we just kind of strike a pose.
It sort of gets burned in my brain like a photograph,
Yeah.
but with like vintage, like sort of old time.
very Capitol Hill.
in my brain.
Look at this photograph.
Yeah.
I do see it is quite a sight. It's okay that I'm here. Yes.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
of course.
You proved yourself last night.
Well, thank you.
Indeed, I think it's quite reasonable to suggest that we were missing someone of your enthusiasms,
Yeah. We needed a drummer.
if you will.
I could bang a drum pretty good.
We've seen evidence.
I will warn you, you're out of the trial period now, though.
Are we making a band? Because I can't play any instruments.
No. And Jamison is going to look wistfully, briefly over at his
Rat
photograph.
Pack photo.
His photograph.
Glory days.
I can't even sing, guys.
If only.
There is another object on the wall, I believe, right?
Oh, yeah.
A sword.
There may, in fact, be a sword. I wonder whose it is.
Whose is that?
That's my spare.
Oh,
Jamie keeps it for me.
you're very good at that. Yes,
Yes.
I saw firsthand.
Handbane.
Speaking of, I have the other hand.
What have you done with it?
The upper hand.
It's down in my thought hole. I left it there.
You just cuddled it in the
I brought
night.
it home with me. I gave them one,
That's
and
true.
the other one I took back with us.
Yeah.
Be right back. I go to get it.
It's like the two halves of a friendship bracelet.
No.
Oh, guys, he kept the hand.
He's kept the hand. It's
I put it
It's-
on the couch.
cool.
it's been an entire day. You know, the hand, as hands do, has begun to slightly decay.
Do you have a
It
jar?
does not smell good at all.
Something to put this in, maybe.
Ziploc.
Oh, I think it's turned.
It is
I don't
still.
think you'll be
hand.
I
Well, I'm
don't,
not trying to eat this.
It is definitely no
The
longer
Ziploc bag,
fresh.
I put it in there.
You want to put it in a Ziploc bag.
Yes, just to kind of like stifle the smell a little bit.
darling, it's still masturbation if you use that. It's
You use all your cheese.
You're just looking to
Two perfectly good hands.
Yeah, you're looking for a loophole.
Usually
I
I
see.
have more than two hands.
What do
You
you
get my drift.
What do you want to do with it?
Indeed.
Yes,
that's what I would
do you
like
want
to
to
know.
do with it?
This, look, we have avenues to explore. I understand Wendell is still a priority for various reasons, but we know how to get to Benny. Benny, who is already
how
in
do
the
we get to
Seattle
Benny?
Beetle knows how to get there. He said to us last night that he's done deliveries for him, that Benny made the mistake of giving them his address.
No. He said he knew where David made his bed.
Oh, that was David.
Yes, he doesn't know where Benny got.
The dramatis persona list is becoming long.
He knew he was going to tell us what happened to Mr. Wendell.
Indeed.
But before he could, that whole thing went south.
I'm afraid so.
So we do need to meet
So
with
we
him.
need to see
You were
Beetle again.
And he owes you, Tom, I had a surprise for you. I was able to procure a tattoo for you. So he owes you a tattoo.
I've got a spot right here.
I didn't think you had any spots.
I've been saving a spot right over my heart.
And he's gonna tattoo you there. What are you gonna get?
I'm gonna get Evangeline's name.
No.
In a heart. Yeah, she'll love it.
Oh, no, Don, no.
No, it said. She'll think it's sweet.
What if you haven't even gone on your first official date yet?
I want to show her on my first date. I think that would be a great opening. Like,
Darling, no.
hey, look, I got your name tattooed.
Jameson,
Right over my heart.
Explain to him. Tell him. Talk to him.
I feel that we have a period of time before the work would be done to shape his mind a bit, perhaps, on the exact design. In the meantime, I think contacting Beetle, perhaps with the use of this vehicle,
Yes.
offering this in exchange for last night's unpleasantries, finding out the location of Mr. Wendell, I think this is of the utmost importance.
This is clearly a dead end, not where I thought it was going to go. And I take that Ziploc hand and I go to chuck it out the door, but I don't. What do I do with this? What do you dispose of body parts here?
In Seattle, I think you just put it in recycling.
I put it in the compost.
Maybe composting.
Compost, yeah.
Compost, I say this is an incredible city.
I go. I start to tear the hand up, like mush it up to make it so it doesn't look like a hand and makes it more like pudding inside of the Ziploc bag.
So you want to damage it beyond recognition inside the plastic bag.
And then I'm going to
Now
put
it's
it in the
just
compost
meat.
bin. Because it's Seattle and I'm blending in.
Some very natural fit.
Yeah.
Not a pleasant process, but it gets the job done.
So we're going car shopping then to Beetle?
So, as pertains to car shopping, Betty, you have significant resources.
I do.
You have great cash flow from your business of moving things here and there. You have corporate contacts and allies that can assist you. Seattle is not your town yet, but you know how to get things done. Do you want to acquire the vehicle legally and simply, make a purchase, or is this something that you want to acquire in a way that doesn't leave much in the way of a paper trail?
I think I would buy it in my company's name.
And what kind of a vehicle do you have in mind?
I'm thinking of those, the vans, but like from the van life.
I was just
TikTok.
gonna say van life, and I was like, is that gonna
It's
be
like
broadly
that.
understood?
It's like a van life
Yeah.
situation
Yeah, okay.
Sprinter.
With the full kitchen.
with the full kitchen.
So we're not talking about a vehicle that's difficult to find at all.
No.
In fact, I would probably have one of my people look on TikTok and then see if there's, maybe any on Craigslist or kind of purchase it under the table. I'd probably have Tom pick out which of the horses I'm going to sell to get the cash. Because I'm too
Tom's
attached.
just out there crying, petting each horse.
You can't pick. You can't. You're trying to pet two horses at
Comes
once.
back in, sell me, Betty. Sell me, goddammit.
Let's add a different layer of complication. Is this something that Betty wants to accomplish right away,
Yes.
tonight? So she wants this transaction done quickly before the night is up. So that
And with specifically with cash, so that the person doesn't ask any questions. Like the deal is just so good. Of like, oh, you
even
retired
ask.
from van life YouTube. Here's a suitcase full of money.
this is not going to be difficult for her at all, but there could be complications. So I'm going to ask for a roll.
Okay.
We're going to make a unusual dice pool because I want to reflect the complication of it. We're going to make a dice pool that includes your persuasion
Interesting.
and your manipulation.
Okay.
Actually, let's not do persuasion. I think this seems more of a black market streetwise deal, doesn't it?
Okay, yeah.
It's down deep.
Yeah, so that's manipulation and streetwise, and add your bonus for the specialty as well. So that should be 6 dice for you,
Okay, that's not bad.
because you're using an all cash transaction,
It's an all cash.
and you weren't specific about this being acquired legally with paperwork, right?
Yeah, I was originally gonna buy in the company name, but I think we need fast.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And
This
we
will be
need,
faster.
Yeah, secondhand
Full
Craigslist.
transfer.
Oh, okay. So
See any spooky faces?
I saw a spooky face, but I think that only counts if it's all failures.
If it's all failure, well, if the roll is a failure against the difficulty, how many successes do you have?
I've got a crit, and then I've got 2 more on top of that.
Okay, so you've got a total of 3 successes and
Oh, my
nothing
crit's
else?
in a pair.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've actually got 5 successes.
Because I think that the crit counts as 4.
Counts as 4 successes.
Okay, so I have 6.
A total of 6?
Yes.
Jeez.
Ooh. And the hunger dice are,
There's a spooky face on the hunger die.
it doesn't matter in
Yeah.
this case because you've got so many successes, there's no effect of that at all. That's extraordinary. And how I'm going to interpret it is this. This is something that they will get done for you immediately. Ooh. Like right away. An hour perhaps.
You drive it away.
You could, if you were on the lot, you would drive it off the lot. They want to know if you want it dropped off.
I think can I ask that with that degree of success, can I also get a car for myself?
It's a lot of successes.
Because my car is like a little bit. I left it there.
Not only is it damaged, but it was sitting out in the jungle.
It was sitting out in the
So
jungle.
Who knows what sort
It
of
got
state it's in
banged
now?
up. Whatcom, and the biggest thing is Whatcom and Rafe know it's Betty's car, and I don't like that.
No.
Betty doesn't like that, so she wants like a Cadillac.
Do you voice that at some point?
Yeah.
I want a Cadillac.
Like she's gonna leave it. She's gonna leave that car in the jungle. She's not gonna go back for it because it's too noticeable now. She needs a different car.
Do you have make Cadillac as like one of your powers over there?
Procure Cadillac.
So-
Create Cadillac.
I mean, I'm not saying she should get the Cadillac out of this deal, but just like if she could also get a lead or
She
a
deserves a
name
Cadillac.
from the van procurers on like where she could get a nicer car.
Is
like a
this
Lincoln
something
Town car.
again you want without paperwork? Mm-hmm. Would you be content with a stolen or boosted vehicle?
Yeah.
They can accomplish this. Cadillacs aren't as easy to come by as they used to be on the streets, especially not in a city like Seattle.
Sure you don't want a Kia?
But if you give them some time, say a night, it shouldn't be a problem. That's a lot of successes.
Okay.
Do you
Amazing.
have something else that you would want to ask from them? I see that you're pulling another favor. I might have access to something, a set of wheels, that we could use.
build a
Actually,
fleet.
the answer is I have access to a set of wheels that we can use.
What do you mean? Let me see it. What are we talking about?
I have a late model sports car in
do?
my...
I don't believe we specified the model, but it is late. That is to say, recent vintage.
Yeah,
Nice.
How many seats does it have?
4. But
I
it's got
suppose we
room
can
for
make
stuff.
it work.
Let me do this for you.
Okay.
picture
I want
a
to drive
percent.
though.
You can drive.
It's
Okay.
a sports car. It's got to be like a
Yeah, give me the keys.
BMW or something. Yeah.
Well, I got to go get it.
Okay. As
I'll be
long as
back.
I drive, I can live with that.
Speedily, I'm going to go to what was my haven.
Yeah, where you left
where
it.
Yes, where I left it.
And
I'm
retrieve
gonna-
the car and bring it back.
Yes.
Do I take it there's a road trip about to happen then?
I think so.
This time.
Road trip.
Chips and road beers. Let's go.
So, I get that reference.
Yeah.
I don't hope it doesn't end that way.
No.
Let's hope not.
No.
That could be difficult for everybody. Great soundtrack though.
Amazing soundtrack. Talk about the crow.
Let's interpret it this way. You've had to leave to go get your sports car.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of car does I gotta know. What does Rico drive?
yeah.
What is this thing?
Especially if it's got 4 seats. But that doesn't mean that seats in the back are good.
Are good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a Camaro or something. Is that right?
I think it's a
somebody
muscle
stuffed
car.
in the back.
It's a muscle car.
It's a muscle car. Yeah. So not a lot of room in the back seat,
No.
but you're not going that far either.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be happy to sit back.
Tom's got to be up front. There's no way Tom's
The
sitting in the
width
back.
of a pencil.
I'll sit in the back. I don't mind.
Let's interpret it this way. It takes you a little while to go back to your haven, your temporary haven.
Yes.
Get the vehicle. It takes time for your people to make the transaction on your behalf to get the van. That gives you some time to make any other preparations you want. So by the time you get back in your sports car, illegally parked outside Bertram House on the street is this massive thyroidal monster of a van taking up far too much of the street
monstrous.
property.
It's like wheels up on the curb, like
Huge.
it wouldn't even fit in that that lane.
There's no way. It's completely blocking the thoroughfare.
I think it will do.
Yeah.
You could do some nice airbrushing on the side of this thing.
Maybe like a wizard or a wolf.
Wizard and a wolf.
And a
No,
wolf. Why
and,
not
and
both?
keep in mind, we're delivering this vehicle to Beetle himself.
I could do a kick-ass vampire on the side of this thing.
How long would it take?
I don't know, a couple hours.
If you had the right supplies.
I had the right tools.
You need airbrush, I believe.
Need an airbrush, yeah.
Well, I don't think it's a bad idea, Tom, and I'll tell you why. We don't necessarily Beetle, if he's smart, has probably left that area. It's probably not wise for us to go there directly after Whatcom and Rafe discovered us there the first time. I think maybe if you were to put some type of sigil or a tag that would identify it as Beetle's in a place where you think he might be likely to find it, it could be a way to summon him to our location.
You recognized his work. I mean, it may be that he has certain haunts in town.
You might tag his area. Yeah,
Exactly.
while he is operating.
Because you would recognize it.
It
It
might be
that we'll
safer
find
than
it
going
again.
back to.
No, exactly. We should
The
go to one
exact
of the.
same
We should. I think
spot.
we should drive road trip between these other haunts where you've seen his work.
Okay, yeah, we could
And
canvas the
and
town.
maybe we can.
Maybe you can mark the vehicle in some way so that he knows it's his, or who's driving it.
do something. Like do a quick.
Yeah, maybe not 2 hours though, Tom. Something
I could
smaller.
do something in 45 minutes.
45 minutes. It's a pretty quick job.
Yeah, it's just like,
You spray cans?
yeah, spray cans. It's just like a cool bat symbol.
Yeah, like a Batman type.
Yeah.
What about a Beetle Man?
Yeah, I could also do something that's similar to what his style
Do you want to try to emulate his style of work on the side of the van?
I mean, what I want to do is a cool fantasy scene.
That would take you some time and equipment.
Yeah.
If you have access only to spray cans, I'm afraid it's going to have to be a little bit more crude than that.
All right. Yeah, I do a cool bat, and the bat has like vampire fangs and some blood coming off of him.
Maybe like a fanged smiley face with
Yeah.
a little blood dripping, a little gore from the
Yeah.
fang. Okay. Let's make it dexterity and performance.
I'm
Now-
good at this.
You're actually like badass at this,
I've been
right?
practicing my whole life for this.
I believe it's.
Is it performance or would it be craft?
Oh, that's a good question. It's not really a tattoo.
No.
I agree. I think it's craft.
Okay.
So here's 8.
Wow.
What?
8 dice, 2 of which are
hunger.
are going to become hunger dice.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. I got 1 success. Well, I
3
got
successes.
That's 2 successes. That's not a
There's-
crit
there's
until
a
it's
third
a double.
one here.
Oh, there's a third one.
Yeah.
So 3 successes. Not your best work.
Not my best work, but it's quick, it's dirty.
Yeah.
You can improve the quality if you want to re-roll any of the failed black dice. Otherwise,
Yeah, well, how would Tom feel?
It'll do.
it'll
do. For now.
It'll
Yeah.
do. So it's not what you would normally want people to see
Yeah.
from your handicraft. It's not something you'd be
I'm going to
terribly
cover
proud
this
of.
with a cool fantasy scene later.
Yeah, later on
Later.
you're gonna do it.
Do a cover-up tattoo on the van.
Exactly.
Okay. So watching Tom work is a little bit instructive. You can see what it would be had he more time and better materials, perhaps. And maybe if cars weren't repeatedly driving into the street, honking and turning around angrily
And having to
because they
stop.
can't get
Flipping
through.
everybody off.
Yeah.
I'm working here.
Thing out of the way.
My car is parked nearby in a spot that it fits in.
Who's driving the van?
Pull up. I just shake the can. You want anything? A little custom work? I can do pinstripe.
Oh no, it's all right. Yep.
All right.
Maybe a little later.
Okay.
You just see like Betty is perplexed. Well, now Rico, there's only one door.
Well, there's two.
It's a two-door car, right?
It's a two-door car.
It's a
Yeah, I
muscle
would
car.
imagine. Yes.
Yeah, but there's
set.
how does one gain ingress into the into the back
You
seat?
don't have to worry yourself. And I toss you the keys. You'll never have to worry about that.
Okay. Well, it's a nice car, but I'm just how
It's
does
got a lot of
one
muscle in it.
what?
It's got some muscle. You've driven a muscle car before, haven't you?
I'm not sure Betty ever had.
You're gonna have a good time.
This is a good scene.
Betty's about to drop the hammer.
Yeah, let's take it for a spin.
Well, I don't know how you're gonna contort yourself to get back. Oh, the seat slides forward. Well, that's cute.
I'm already in the back seat, and I
I'll
pull that
drive
back.
the van.
okay.
Jamison will drive the van.
Exactly. And then you can ride with me in there if you don't want to
I think
squeeze
there's probably more room
yourself
in the van.
into the back.
Yeah.
As I realize that they're getting into the back, from the back seat of my own car, I crawl up into the passenger seat. And then I
exactly.
move it all the way back. Yeah, because I'm a big guy.
Huge comfort.
Bigger.
Do you want to start at the place where you last saw the beetle, or do you want to call upon your knowledge of
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna be
beetle's
like,
work
Tom,
and
where did you
try to figure out where he might
You've seen his
be hanging
stuff
out?
before.
Yeah.
seen it.
Let's go somewhere new because the chances that he's going to go back to that same spot.
Yeah,
I
a
feel
different
like he-
jungle.
He has survival.
But I've definitely seen his work in other
Well,
places.
you recognized
Yeah,
it
so
last night, so you will
Let's hit a
know it
couple
when
of
you
those
see it. I would like you to make a roll with the following pool. I would like you to make wits and streetwise. You don't get to add your specialty because this has nothing to do with bikers, at least not yet.
So that's 6 dice.
Two of which are hunger.
Are hunger.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
That's excellent.
All but 2 are successes.
Yeah, you got 4 successes in there. Is that a crit? No,
That-
just one.
it's a
Just-
stars,
we
yeah.
need a pair of those to make a crit. So 4 successes. This is great. It's not going to take you all night.
Yeah.
So the engine roars to life with a satisfyingly powerful sound.
Oh, this is arousing.
Bestial.
This is like making love.
Oh, yeah. It's got a nice purr.
It's the leather wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel it in your loins.
Yeah, you notice like she sits there for a moment just rubbing it.
Oh, yeah. You can make him growl. Starts with the
I hope
purr.
I'm not losing any chi. This is
I must secure my
You're
chi.
losing chi.
Chi. There's going to be some chi.
It's
It's
evaporating.
endless. It's endless.
I don't think, however,
Constant
there's any
factory of
chi in jeopardy when you turn the engine switch on the van.
On the van life.
Giant. Now, what we are talking about here is some sort of Wagoneer kind of thing, some sort of a Winnebago type of
Yeah, more or
urban
less.
assault
This is how
vehicle
they
kind
do
of
it.
thing.
Yeah,
lot
they're
of
a little bit slicker
internally
now.
converted.
yeah. There's like
space.
a bed.
So it's not like an old Airstream.
It's like a VW.
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
a
they're-
VW van
Yeah.
that gets gutted.
higher end, maybe custom
Yeah,
job.
they're custom
Yeah.
jobs. There's like a bed in the back. There's like a bathroom where the toilet folds away and turns into a shower. It's not much. There's a small kitchen.
They're like tiny houses.
Yeah, it's like a
Yes.
tiny like Beetle could live in it, but Beetle can also cook in it.
It's nice. It's gonna be.
Beetle's gonna owe me big time.
It's gonna get worse fast in there.
sure-
But right now, it's exquisite.
Probably drives like a cow.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Steers
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a
This
cow.
it has a
Yeah.
naval quality.
I see, like a battleship.
Indeed.
Right? Okay, so what an odd convoy.
Yes.
The muscle car roaring to life and pulling out
Oh yeah, I'm in front of
professionally.
Jamison, and you see Betty probably cackling
Yeah.
maniacally and just like cutting other cars off and driving like a bat out of hell. literally.
Don't lose her. Let's go.
while the huge thyroidal monster of a vehicle lumbers along behind.
Yeah.
Up,
Just digging
you know.
a trench in the street. No.
Jameson, it's the gas pedal. It's not going to bite you.
I think I'm holding on for dear life slightly.
Yeah, in your
Like,
own
just
car.
like on the dashboard of my own car to hold it on. I'm like, oh,
I'm
this was
attempting
unexpected.
to keep up.
And you got 4 successes, so that's
Yeah.
going to really cut down the time you had to spend looking for this guy. No luck in the first 2 spots that you look, but because the roll was good enough to make the connection between the jungle right, and the beetle, you start looking at overpasses because, of course, you know he's tagged those places before.
Yeah.
He's at the third overpass that you look at. And this one is not as secluded as the first one that you visited last night. This one is a little bit busier. It's closer to a busy road. It's easier to attract attention. There is actually functioning light here, spilling in from the street lights beside it. There is no evidence of anyone else except the 3 Thin Bloods you met.
Okay, so they're establishing a new thing. The reason there's streetlights that still function is because they haven't had time to cannibalize it.
Yeah.
Safa, Jorgen, of course, who had the weird M-shaped
Triangle.
branded mark on his head,
triangle
on his face. Safa with her knife, and of course Beetle, who is busily tagging one of the concrete pillars of the overpass
And I think
with a new design.
I think that Jamison is a little scandalized, perhaps,
Yeah.
by some of the pop cultural artifacts. And I just like from the seat, like we can see it, building itself like layer by layer. I say, Thomas, is that some kind of satanic whore?
Are you talking about the huge titties?
What? Certainly, this is not the nomenclature I would
no.
utilize, but
It's art, man. Anti-establishment art. Punk art. Fight the man. Deal with it. Love it. I open the door and I go, hey, it's the police! I'm just fucking with you. What's up, Beetle?
I shudder. Oh.
You can see the ripple of reaction move through them quickly, like an earthquake through sand.
Yeah.
Safa gets her knife out, ready to throw it in your direction. Jorgen squares his shoulders, steps forward, and the beetle simply stops spray painting. His shoulders slump as he turns around, fully expecting the cops to be there.
Yeah.
He's not that much more pleased to see you.
I'm just fucking with you, man. I thought that'd get you.
Now what? Haven't you done enough damage?
We didn't finish our deal.
I like it.
And then his eyes see the van.
I think Betty and Rico are now pulling up.
Hey.
They got there early, saw you weren't there, and Betty took the car for another spin. So you just see it like slide in, like Chubbers.
But it's just like tilting on its haunches.
Yeah. And then soaring leap out and just go, woo! I got you your van, Beetle.
He barely knows what to say. First, he's taking in this huge, massive cooker van. I don't know what we're going to call it.
I go in full salesmanship mode with Jamison.
Exactly.
Pop it open, Jamie. Show him we got him in the back.
Absolutely.
We've got a bed. We've got a kitchen. We've got a toilet that I guess sort of converts into a shower, which
We'll
you
show you how
need
to use one of those.
Nobody asked you.
You could tap back here. You could cook back here. You can wheel back here. You can deal back here.
Safa loses no time. She's already clambered inside.
Oh, yeah, she's living there. She already lives there.
She's behind the driver's seat. It's fantastic.
I'll just
Knife rack is going to go there.
I'll just transfer the keys directly to Safa.
As good as your word. As good as your word. I'm impressed.
And timely too, I might add.
Always the plus.
Wow. He hands the paint can to Tom. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, Tom will start going to work. Yeah. Try to finish up what he's working on.
You draw titties now?
Just big little titties. I'm working on them. You're working on some titties here.
Are you
Right?
trying to do a better job than you did on the van?
Yes. Now I want to impress.
Now it's
Now you want to
competition.
impress him. Oh, okay. So I think once again it's going to be dexterity and
Different kind of
crafts.
wrestling.
That's 8 dice for you.
There's 8 dice for me, 2 of which
Our hunger.
hunger. 1, 2,
Because
3,
of
4,
course
5, 6,
you are made of hunger,
7, 8.
so to
now.
speak.
We want the big symbols. Which one was that? Just use that one.
No. I got some successes here.
You
4,
do.
5
4,
successes.
5 successes. This is far less crude than your gore-dripping vampire smiley face, which I'm not sure if the Beatles seen that yet.
Yeah, well,
This is more in line with your own personal expectations.
Okay.
So those titties are like
Cool
glistening.
demon chick.
Yeah.
Just like bat wings.
Ah, like a tiefling.
Yeah.
And Betty remarks, Betty's like, oh, Tom, she looks wet. I don't even know how you do that. That's amazing.
It's all in the highlights. It's all in the highlights.
Impressive, impressive.
lubed.
Yeah, you can.
No, she doesn't. Betty doesn't say that. Betty, but she does say she looks wet,
Drenched.
drenched.
We should totally tag some time. Together, I mean.
I think we just did, bro.
You know, not what? No. We're not that far yet.
All right.
So you're as good as your word. Got the van. Sorry about your car. It's gone.
I actually think it being gone is a good thing. It doesn't
Yeah,
tie me to
yeah.
the crime scene.
By the time anybody finds it, there's not going to be anything left of it anyway.
I was actually going to ask you to have your
Stripped.
people gut it. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. But the beetle, there was a very emotional bag for me in the back.
Of what, your car?
Yes.
Well,
Do you think you could track it down for me?
we got your go kit, I guess, your toolkit.
You have my magical murder bag.
Yeah.
Can I have it?
Now?
Oh, I got you your van.
Yeah, fine. Sure.
Right in the trunk.
Hey, Jorgen. Jorgen walks behind the concrete pillar and drags out your kit.
Oh, he's dragging it on the floor. Okay.
Yeah, drag it on the ground, as a matter of fact.
Through the gravel.
The Louis
Through the
Vuitton.
gravel, over the oil stain.
That's enough, Jorgen.
road.
That's enough. Okay, thank you.
Classic.
Said you wanted it back.
Yeah, I just like clack over, like move Jorgen, and grab my bag.
That's so Jorgen.
It is, dude.
That's so.
Mondays on NBC.
Rico, hold this.
I just kind of hoist it over my, like one-handed over my back, over my shoulder.
Did you do this on the?
No, this was here when we got the van.
Okay. Wow, boy, that's
pretty shit, I know.
Pretty bad.
It's sad.
Yeah. I'm gonna paint something over it. I'm gonna do like a fantasy thing with a wizard and tower and lightning. It's gonna be kick-ass.
No, maybe not. But I appreciate the thought. It's very, very. I'm sure, in its own way, very generous.
I wasn't gonna charge you anything.
You guys are really something else.
We get that a lot.
So we have a deal.
We do.
We have a deal.
I got to admit, I never thought I'd see you again after last night.
Do you just not like wizards?
What about like a dragon?
I'm cooking already. You guys
Okay.
talk.
Yeah.
He's cooking too.
Yeah.
Lots of
Dragon.
cooking happening already. Yeah, that next part of the deal. So, Wendell.
You wanted to know about Wendell?
We do.
Sure, no problem. Wendell stopped by to pick something up for his boss, Jerry. You met her?
Yeah.
Yeah, sculptor.
Yes.
Yeah, she likes to sculpt while she's floating on a little something we call cherry moon. Cherry moon.
So this is what she didn't want to say. The reason she didn't want to tell us is because she stays sculpting high as a kite on this thin blood juice.
Yeah, it's a real mind bender.
Has
Got.
you heard of it?
I don't think that it's reached your ears yet.
I think like
Culture.
I think I don't know exactly what Cherry Moon is, but I think as a bootlegger, I've heard.
Yeah.
Like I went from bootlegging liquor to I know that there are things Kindred do.
Interesting.
I don't know how much I would know about this specific thing, but I think I know that
Well,
like
you might not have known that it
Kindred
was that
have their
chemical
own narcotics,
in
right?
nature.
Take drugs? Did you guys not tell me this?
Wow, you are like wet behind the ears. No, you can't
fresh.
take. So, yes and no. Here's the deal. Normally, when you're a lick like us, if you want to fix, you got to drink it in the blood. So let's say that you're really partial to a good single malt and you want that old zing, you've got to get it from the source. Same with coffee or nicotine or whatever you're into.
Somebody who's imbibing.
Yes.
But
What's in the blood is in the blood.
So yeah, sometimes you'll find a lot of licks will go to great lengths to procure their special kind of recreational drug that's already inside their meals.
Huh, okay.
There's a whole trade in that sort of thing. But
I know what I'm doing this weekend.
some of us,
Haunting the drive-through.
just like we can make tattoos that work on licks skin, some of us know how to brew things that you can drink directly. It's a great mixture. I learned about it through, well, it doesn't really matter where I learned about it because I'm not going to tell you that. But I've added my own special touch to it.
Cherry moon, so some
Yeah.
kind of psychedelic.
Comes in original flavor and new flavor, actually.
New flavor?
So
Ultimately, there'll be a classic, no doubt.
Jerry really likes original flavor.
Can I buy some drugs from you?
You want to make that's a separate deal, but sure.
I don't have any money.
Well, we can work something out.
All right.
We can work something out.
Free drugs, okay.
So Wendell dropped by,
To get the supply.
bought a couple of jars of original flavor, and said he was going to drop it off to Jerry at some art gallery in Pioneer Square. I don't know. Busted Visage or something like that. Something, highfalutin and fancy and hip.
And when he bought it, it was at that place we met you before.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're never going back there.
I don't blame you.
In fact, we'll probably stay on the move for a while.
What
We
would
got the
happen
van to do it in now.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a road trip.
Can ghouls take cherry moon?
I don't actually know what it would do to them. We never tried that.
Beetle, so you mean to tell me that Wendell left your establishment in one piece? The transaction being completed.
We didn't touch him. Your buddy David bought the same thing,
The same
but
night.
he bought
The new flavor.
the new flavor. He bought a lot of it. He's a good customer, like I said, but suddenly you're my favorite customer now. Look at this thing. This is great.
I could be a much better customer than David.
Aren't you guys gonna get? How are you still alive? You put one of Benny's goons in a headlock.
We know how to play our parts.
Aren't they gonna come after you?
They might.
I'm working on that.
Aren't you worried about that?
Nope.
I'm working on that too.
I don't worry unless they're worried.
Now, Beetle,
Yeah.
you're a scientist.
Tom laughs out loud.
I don't know. Like you mean like Copernicus? I don't think so. But
Wow.
Philosophers,
If
scientists.
you, now I originally applied my trade in traditional alcohols, and I know that sometimes they can be manipulated or
Sure.
even brewed incorrectly.
oh yeah,
back
you
in
can
the
get a
day,
bad batch.
You could go blind
Sure.
temporarily
Wow.
or permanently. Would such a mishap be possible with Cherry Moon? I'm just
Not the way I cook it.
No, but if you were to, if something were to,
Adulterated.
Find its way into it.
Hey, look, Cherry Moon is a pretty delicate alchemical mixture. I'm very careful about it. If you introduce shit into those bottles that I didn't cook in there, I have no idea what will happen. I won't be responsible for it.
I don't want that. I want the good stuff.
well, yes, Tom, but if maybe an altered, somehow a skunk batch were to find its way into Watcom and Rafe's hands, wouldn't that just be so unfortunate?
It would, but I'm also. But I also.
want to buy some drugs.
I will buy you your drugs,
okay.
Tom, please.
You know how
We'll
they
have a
say? You know how they say the first hit's free?
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't true.
Oh.
Yeah.
I should ask, are there any side effects?
I don't know.
Fair enough. Let's do it.
Tom, listen, if you're going to do it, me and Jamison prefer you do it at home where we can keep an eye on you.
Absolutely. We will be your trip sitters.
Yes. Just don't go out in nature, into the wild and do it, because then, we're not there to make sure that you're
It
okay.
could be a jaguar.
We're not against it, we just want you
be
to.
smart about it. I want all that you can give me.
No,
Right.
James.
I don't think you can afford that.
I
I like
inject it?
you,
Does it
but
go in my
no, you
blood?
drink it.
Okay, that's
No,
fine
you drink
too.
it. Yeah.
Can I do other stuff with it? Or?
I have no idea. We've never tried that.
We'll experiment.
Please.
We have a reputation.
Let's start you off with one and see how it goes.
Okay, what is it? Is it a pill?
No, hang on.
Probably his goo.
Safa. She nods. She walks behind the pillar where the Go kit came from, and she emerges with a small plastic cooler, the kind that you might put ice in and store like a 6-pack of cola or beer in it. And she pulls off the lid, and there are half a dozen glass bottles with screw-top lids in there. 3 of them are marked with a blue X, and 3 of them are marked with a little red X, like a Sharpie. He takes the blue one out, one of them, and hands it to you. That, like I said, it ain't free. What do I get? Normally, this would cost you quite a bit of money, but I got the sense that, your attire suggests to me that you're not exactly rolling in it.
That's true. I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm grateful for the van, but that was the deal.
What if we just call it appreciation for our collaboration?
No, let's not do that. I realize you're very powerful vampires who stood up to Benny's goons, but you still can't have this for free.
Betty, will you please buy me some drugs?
I think of this like Betty walks up and
Licks are given $10,000 a bottle
Beetle.
for this stuff.
10,000.
and I like look at Beetle and I like look past him at Safa and I'm like, we did get you out of a trunk.
Yeah.
True.
Something very, very unpleasant was about to happen to you. That man almost bit me, by the way, and we did that to help you get out of the trunk. So,
He
Safa,
wasn't taking you to the circus.
It was not part of the.
and like I'm like at this point just ignoring me. Safa, darling, I think you can spare a single jar.
It's not up to me, but Bede, she's got a point. They didn't have to get involved. They could have left us. He got me out of the trunk.
Incredible strength that saved your life.
I don't think any licks in this town have ever been nice to us before. So you got a point. What do you say, Bede? Shall we make an exception?
Bend the rules.
The beetle looks like he would rather throw up than give it to you, but he thinks about it.
Look at it this way. If I get addicted, I'll be a customer for life or until I die.
Good point. Here you go.
Thanks.
I think like at this, I intercept it.
Oh.
You want to try to grab it? Do you want a
Just
letter?
I want to. Let me just.
Yeah, I'll let Betty take it.
I take a sip. I just want to know how potent it is before he downs the whole thing.
I don't think he has this one sip
This is
setting.
a margarita being served to my kid, and I'm intercepting and saying,
We got to see. Yeah.
So
That's
Is it
what
a
I do.
virgin?
going to unscrew the cap and do what?
I take a sip.
Going to take a sip of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the liquid is a dark crimson red, and it is thick, not as thick as blood, a little more liquid than that. It smells like spices, saffron, cardamom.
These are
cinnamon,
my spices. These are my people's spices. Okay.
and something else. Cherry cough syrup. You're pretty sure.
Lean.
You're pretty sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this best served in a styrofoam cup?
You take a swig. Okay. The effect is electric. Your tongue feels like somebody has stuck a car battery to it and turned it on full voltage. Zap. It's amazing.
With one sip?
And then the jolt passes through your limbs, your body. It's terrific. It's euphoric, and then it's gone.
I put the lid back on and I just give a meaningful look to Jamison. I'm like,
It didn't last very long.
One sip.
It's good, right? You got to drink the whole thing for it to work.
I put it on the table. I don't give it back to Tom.
I'm just rocking back and forth on my
put it on the
feet.
table and I'm like, I'm gonna take another lap in the car. I'm just like, what?
Walk away to the vehicle.
Just take another lap in the car.
Start the motor and drive around the streets for a
Like
bit.
that was. I think, but it's like I'm like.
I have this. I am here, and I'm going to give this to Jamison, and I'm going to talk to Rico, and I'm going
You're
to say,
Jamison. You give it to me.
Jameson is going to give it to Thomas.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to look at Rico pointedly, and I say, you will babysit Thomas very briefly.
Did you just down the whole thing?
He said I had to do the whole thing for it to work, right?
So you're going to drink it?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes.
the effect I described for Betty is only a small fraction of what you now feel.
Okay.
For a moment, you think you're in trouble because you think you've swallowed liquid fire, but the sensation is euphoric.
Okay.
It feels incredible. Every nerve in your undead body
Yeah, it's
feels
good.
alive.
This is good shit, you guys.
Incredible. It's as though you can taste the night.
Yeah, taste the
Looking
rainbow.
looking up into the damp sky with the clouds you fancy, you can see the moon dancing behind them.
Did you guys know the moon danced?
I got it.
Yeah.
I got
Remove
it. I got it.
all your hunger dice. Any hunger you had is now gone.
Oh! Dang!
There's a lot of weird flavors in there. Spices, yes, but maraschino cherries and cough syrup and
It was good. It was
maybe
good. It was like
maybe a little cocaine.
It was like a trashy Manhattan,
Right.
but I liked it.
Yeah, and of course, blood.
And I'm like
somebody's
cooling
blood.
down.
Somebody's blood.
I haven't driven the car anywhere, to be clear. I'm just enjoying the rumbling of the engine while I cool down and realize I'll never feel that good again.
I'm just staring at the moon.
That's how you become an addict.
So while this is happening and while Rico is handling this, someone has to engage with Beetle directly and ask him about Mr. Wendell. Is there
Oh yeah. We got to finish our deal, right? There was some information. Why did you? She just drove off. What is that about?
Oh, she's right there. It's still, she likes the sound of the ground.
Yeah. It just had a Doppler effect. So
Are the weirdest licks
is
I've
a
ever
woman
met.
of appetites.
I'm
Beetle.
checking in with Tom. Tom, you hear my voice, right, Tom? Tom, you got.
I reach over and I go, you're so strong. You're so
I'm with you, Tom.
strong
I'm
and
with you.
muscular.
Just, the moon is dancing. Tell me more about that. Go ahead. And I'm just kind of like checking in vocally.
It's beautiful, man.
Tell me all about that. That's like
Yeah.
the background music to your deal.
Yeah. So let's get a few things straight here. Wendell, he dropped by. He bought 2 bottles
Original flavor.
of the original flavor.
Cherry Moon.
Right. Cherry Moon.
Much like
20 grand.
much like my associate has
Exactly. Same batch.
begun their
actually.
journey on. Okay.
Yeah, same batch. Man, I'm going to take this to a whole new level with that vehicle. This is going to be great. Cherry Moon Enterprise is going to hit Seattle big time.
It's elevated stature.
Incredible.
Be sure to remember the little people, Mr. the Beetle.
He mentioned that he was going to drop it off for his boss, Jerry. Pioneer Square.
Yes, Busted Visage.
The Busted Visage. Art Gallery, or who knows. Who knows? But that's all I know. Now, there was another part of the deal. It seems like Betty's forgotten, but she wanted to know about David.
It's true.
Yeah, he's a great customer, and I
heard.
hate to give him up, but I did say I would, and a deal's a deal, and I got a feeling you're all going to become great customers. Great customers.
I think this is the beginning. I think this is only the beginning.
I'm gonna kill David and take his whole supply.
Yeah, I know who you are.
David's, he fancies himself a player. He's got a swanky houseboat on Lake Union, anchored just off Gasworks Park. Come to think of it, kind of a smart place for us to sleep.
Tom, what if we just robbed him?
What if we fucking rob everybody, Betty? What if we rob them of their love? Can you do that? Can you take someone's love? Is that even right?
You could. And then I shut up.
The night is alive with sensations. It is not dissimilar to an acid trip, if Tom has ever been
I
on
think
one.
Tom probably partook.
But it is through a decidedly vampiric lens.
Okay.
So your sensations are not unlike also having your senses opened up to the night like you do sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
But instead of being overwhelming, they sort of weave together in
That's how it's supposed
euphoric
to be.
harmony.
Yeah. It's not hard edged.
Right.
Yeah. You feel you understand the night far better than you've ever understood it before. You can't begin to imagine what you could create under the influence of this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it probably explains Beetle's, some of Beetle's projects.
He said he doesn't take it, I thought. Do you take this stuff, Beetle?
No way.
Okay.
You don't get high on your own supply, darling.
Are you kidding me?
101.
It's probably a good idea.
No way.
But it's so good, man. Why wouldn't you?
I drank a couple of bottles of new flavor once, man, and I ended up like up in Everett. Forget it.
Woke up in
Happening.
You see like a look of sheer horror on the.
Jameson just
One does not wander that far north.
merely wander into Everett.
I
What's wrong with Everett?
I woke up in a dumpster at the edge of Payne Field, man, with the jets going overhead, and I'm like, Whoa. Okay.
It's north of here.
You don't go there. No, you don't go that far north.
Hey, I'm still new. Remember?
Not voluntarily.
Not without provisions, certainly.
No.
So, are we good? I think the
Man,
bargain
I
is
think some of
bargain's
us are
fulfilled.
substantially
so.
better than good. These existing bargains are fulfilled, perhaps.
I
But
feel like I should drive. I don't know
No.
if that's. I just feel like I'm better at it right now.
No.
Okay.
You
And
could where you're
Tom-
at, you could drive from. I mean, Tom, and I lean into Tom. Tom, yeah, I don't know if they told you that this is part of the side effect. Is you sitting in the passenger seat in the state that you're in, you could drive through Betty from the passenger seat.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see through her eyes.
this is what he's just described is very real.
Now, Beetle, there is,
You already had your free hit.
Oh no, I know that. I'm
Just
not
so we're clear.
It's too much for me, honestly. Beetle, is there a way in the future we could get in contact with you if you needed help or if we needed help?
Or if we wanted to get more Cherry Moon.
Well, I get to.
Jamison, can you sit him somewhere? And also, Jamie, take his phone. I don't want him to text Evangeline.
No, this
the
would
drunk
be
texts are
a
so obnoxious.
catastrophe. I say,
I love you
no, absolutely
so
not.
much.
Nope.
You're the most
Nope.
beautiful
No,
thing.
no.
You remove his phone before he can send it.
Indeed.
Do you allow that to happen?
Yeah.
You're gonna let
Tell
him-
me more about the moon, Tom. Tell me more. Evangeline, you see Evangeline on the moon?
Dancing.
We're deleting the entire message.
It's gone. It is never sent. Look, I got the feeling I'm going to be on the move a lot in my new vehicle here.
HQ.
You found me this time. You can find me again, but maybe you guys got a card. I could call
I
you.
think Betty has a
Yeah,
card.
Betty almost certainly has.
Wow, that's nice.
I hand him a Snickers wrapper.
Here's my card.
This is my
Thank
card.
you. Yeah.
If you need me or anything, ever, that's got all my information on
You
it.
want me to call the Mars Corporation? I mean, is
If
that-
you have to, yeah. They'll fucking find me.
that's the only number on the wrapper, I think. Okay.
He'll get through.
Fair enough. What do I know? He tucks it away.
So I'm
puts it in a pocket.
I'm taking Thomas, and we're just gonna get ourselves situated in the back seat.
Well, actually, no. He's going to sit in the front seat so that he can drive the car through Betty.
Drive the car through Betty.
I'm pretending that I have a wheel and pedals.
Yes.
Oh my god.
This car is so fast. It's not even, it hasn't started moving yet.
No, and I'm right behind him. And I'm right behind him so that I can occasionally offer a comforting hand on the shoulder
You
when
don't-
the driving becomes too scary.
You don't think you've ever felt this good since you became a vampire.
Yeah.
This is probably the best you felt since you were embraced.
This is dangerous shit.
We need to buy as much of this as we can and then get out of here and find Wendell.
You got it. Climb into the back seat.
Yeah.
Fill the trunk.
Trunk is full.
Excellent. Good news.
Stuff.
What's your pleasure,
I mean,
as it were?
I think we probably try to stop by the busted
Busted
visage.
visage.
If we're trying to do something on this houseboat,
Yes.
That's further away.
that's going to require, to the extent that that's even a good idea, that's going to require a different level of planning. I think that we can go to a venue, an art venue,
And get in there and
see if there's any evidence of Mr. Wendell.
before it goes away.
But I also think David is very well connected. And he was also a patron of the same store. There's
On the
a
same
chance-
night,
On
right?
the same night. There's a chance that he may have seen something or done something.
Is Pioneer Square from where we are on the way to that houseboat?
No. Oh, you're showing your
Yeah.
showing your out of
I'm
towniness.
an out of towner.
They are in almost opposite directions.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
from here,
Gasworks Park and then Pioneer
With,
Square.
with the remaining night that you have left, and considering he's probably going to be like this for the rest of the evening, you could visit one or the other and still get home before dawn, home being the haven,
Yes.
but probably not both.
I want to see some art. Gallery.
You're
gallery.
seeing the vote?
Gallery.
Here.
Gallery.
I like roll my eyes and get in the driver's seat.
Here, no, because he is driving, I also give him the address, but you can hear it.
I need the keys.
You don't need the keys. You're driving through
No,
bed.
actually, you don't.
Right. Yeah. You already. Yep. Those are the
just
keys.
use
You're the key.
Use the moon keys.
Okay.
The moon must drive to the moon.
That moon in the sky, you're pretty sure you can see it right through the roof of the car. It's staring at you.
Yeah.
It sees
We
you.
got to get out of here. The
It
moon knows we're here.
sees-
You guys,
It's
Eyes on the
looking
road, Tom.
right at you.
Eyes on the road. Tom.
sorry. Seriously, he knows we're here. We got to go. He's getting closer.
It's okay.
I'm too old for this.
If you don't look at the moon, then the moon's not looking at you.
I put the visor down.
Doesn't help.
He's looking right through the visor.
He can see me through the visor, guys. We got to go. We got to
The
go.
eye of Sauron.
Gotta go.
You can't get away from
We
it.
are going, Tom. We've been driving for 15 minutes.
So, headed south to
That's not
Pioneer
bad.
Square.
we can't outdrive the moon, Tom. It's above us. We've been moving.
It's still there, you guys.
I think as you roar off into the night with 2 drivers for the price of 1, it's an excellent point to pause our vampire story for now.
Oh boy. This can only end well.
Thank you very much for joining us for our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Seattle by Night, Season 2, Episode 3. Does anybody remember what the title of our story was?
Swap
meet.
Swap Meet, exactly.
M-E-A-T.
And we got to see Rico swap some meat.
showed it.
Swamp meat.
I think we covered a lot of ground with all the different possibilities of that title. Good evening.
Good evening, and thank you, family.